Well, hello. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for being here. The past few weeks, we've gathered together and talked about several of the stories throughout the Gospels about Jesus and things that he's done. We started off, for example, with talking about Jesus and the centurion, how by the faith of the centurion, his servant was healed. We talked about Jesus calming the storm, casting out demons into a herd of swine. But today we're going to be in John. John chapter 8, verse 48 is where we're going to be. And did you know that Jesus claimed to be God? Did you know that?
Yes.
He did. He claimed to be God. And we're backtracking a little before we give our story. Back in Exodus, when God encountered Moses, he went by the name I Am. He said, I am who I am. So, I Am is another name for Yahweh. So Jesus, this is where the story begins. So Jesus was in front of a crowd of Jews. And the Jews answered him and said, are we not right in saying that you are a Samaritan and have a demon? Jesus answered them, I do not have a demon, but I honor my Father, and you dishonor me. Yet I do not seek my own glory. There is one who seeks it, and he is the judge. Truly, truly, I say to you, if anyone keeps my word, he will never see death. Then the Jews responded back to Jesus. They said, now we know that you have a demon. Abraham died, and so did the prophets. Yet you say, if anyone keeps my word, he will never taste death. Are you greater than our father Abraham who died, and the prophets who died? Who do you make yourself out to be? Jesus then responded to them. He said, if I glorify myself, my glory is nothing. It is my Father who glorifies me, of whom you say he is our God. But you have not known him. I know him. If I were to say that I do not know him, I would be a liar like you. But I do know him, and I keep his word. Your father Abraham rejoiced that he would see my day. He saw it and was glad. So the Jews said to him in response, they said, you are not yet 50 years old, and have you seen our father Abraham? And Jesus responded to them, he said, truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am. So the Jews picked up stones to throw at him, but Jesus hid himself and went out of the temple. And that's the end of my story. There's a lot of dialogue in this story. Not so much a lot of action, but a lot of dialogue between the main characters. So that brings me to my first question. Who are the main characters in this story?
The Jews. And Jesus.
The Jews and Jesus, right. So where in this story, I talked about in the beginning where it said, did you know that Jesus claimed to be God? Where in this story did he claim to be God specifically?
Where he said, before Abraham was, I am.
Before Abraham was, I am. And he's going back to Exodus, to when God revealed to Moses, I am who I am. So, what can we learn about Jesus from this story?
Well, I think it just shows his, he's been there from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm. What did you like the most about this story?
If anyone keeps my word, he will never taste death.
Yeah. What do you think that means?
That's salvation right there.
Right. It's salvation he's talking about. And
It's a promise.
yeah, it is a promise. It's a promise that we know that he's going to keep. That if you keep his word, if you believe in the Son of God, you'll have eternal life. Just like John 3:16 through 18 says. So, keeping the word of Jesus will grant you eternal life. What is something that you didn't like?
I guess how the Jews, it's like they have to question every single thing he says.
Mhm.
And it's like they just can't just believe, you know.
You
But, I mean, that's the
What
human
they
coming
don't
out.
understand, they can accuse of being demonic.
Yeah. Do you think that you ever find yourself in the position of the Jews?
Yes, like
Yes.
questioning, and not really having faith.
Mhm.
And we see good every day. God shows himself to us in some way or another, but yet we question.
Yeah.
We question his goodness, or we question his faithfulness every day.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Is there a command in this story that you see that we should obey?
Keeping his word.
Keeping his word. I think that kind of ties in with the promise we just talked about too. It's a command and a promise. Keeping his word, and you'll have eternal life. I think of just how crazy it is. They were immediately offended, very offended, because they picked up stones to throw at him right after he claimed to be God, because claiming to be God was of the highest blasphemy that you could commit. So I can't imagine what the tension was like at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just one last question. What did you think of this story? What does it teach you about God?
I think it just goes back to where he talks about, like, I am. Like, I mean, he was always there, and he will always be there. Like, he's God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's all powerful. It's just infinite. He's been
Yeah.
here from the beginning. He'll be there to the end.
Yeah.
And the Jews couldn't see beyond his physical age,
Right.
his earthly age.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't comprehend that God had come to earth as a man, and they were just seeing, like you said, the limitations of his age. But that's it. Thank you for coming to my story, listening. And
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope that you took something away from this story.